He's available still to Nico. Shackled through, but we are Windrun. Gets him out of dodge. He blinks himself to the northeast. And what happened to Envy?
He had the Shadow Dance available, but I don't think that he thought that art style was going to do that much damage to him. As he goes down for free, as Misery's being chased down by Dendy now, who manages to get Cold Snap off on him, but Misery's immediately going to pop the Necro Books. Dendy's still on the hunt, and this is just Misery wasting time right now for Envy, who doesn't have the buyback. Navi most likely don't know about this, but
good guess by Dendy into the juke spot, but Misery went to the west instead. So, EE, 45 seconds on the sidelines. And this time, Secret, they give away more than they take. Navi, this is potentially a stepping stone for them to, get themselves up this pinnacle, get themselves a win in game number 2.
Yeah, almost 4K lead at one point for Secret, and they had a lot of objectives on the map that they had taken care of, and it felt like it was just going to be a repeat of game number 1 where Secret kind of grinded down Navi, but this time around Navi said, we're going to actually exit our map, we'll get this Aegis. They immediately take that fight mid, which was so huge for them. Being able to knock off the Slark that quickly really made the difference there.
And now Monkey King Bar up against the Butterfly of Slark. Ditchira, he can punch out as much.
Oh, Puppy's going to get caught again at top.
Once you're right, Ice Wall Meteor. Dendy is inside the chrono. Puppy is actually outlasting this with the Crimson Guard up. He will not be able to survive. Dendy makes damn sure of that, but Highlight died. No reveal, no gem. They lost that previously. They'll bring out Sentry for themselves, but not quite on time for the continuation. Eternal Envy knows that Invoker's around the cold feet, the icy shoes, making a mark on the floor. But also a big thing from that teamfight mid, Cheese wasn't even used by Ditchira.
Yeah, that was really surprising for me, and now he's got so much farm. He's got the MKB picked up for himself. He's got his own evasion to work with. Team Secret not looking as strong as they once were, as the gold lead swings back the other way. XP's following a similar direction, and Navi...
Are they back?
In this game, yeah. They've definitely got a lot of different ways to win this one. Secret are actually the ones I think that are getting a little bit outplayed right now. The Doom just hasn't been able to cast Doom in the last 3 engagements. Navi have made it a huge point just to be able to knock them off. They don't have a Lincoln's available on anybody, so they have to do it almost pitch perfect, and they've been pretty clean so far in the last 3 engagements.
What's the plan for Wii? Utility or damage?
I think maybe get a Hex, possibly need one at this point.
A Hex up Invoker or Lycan, or even I guess Faceless Void is a pretty damn good target, huh?
Yeah, BKB at this point isn't a terrible idea either. He's gonna save gold no matter what he does, though.
Natus, Vincere. What are you guys up to? 5 of them grouped up on top of that ramp, while Misery, blocked in by wolves, forced the TP out. I'm sure he knew what was going on there. Puppy's told him all the stories about the wolf blocks.
Yeah, we are. Now you're seeing just like a culture shift in the game, where it's actually Secret that are just holed up in their base, and Navi playing aggressive all along the map. They're just splitting 3 different lanes at once. They're sending different minions everywhere. They're just making it really, really hard for Secret to kind of get out there. And they're also waiting for the Aegis to fade, but Navi is making pretty good use of this time right now.
Artstyle with a Demon Edge. He's going for a Monkey King Bar of his own. Make sure he can just keep throwing these spears into the back of Slark and do that damage. And speaking of hexes, looking towards Weehar potentially building one up, but it's Dendy. He'll get his hands on one of his own. And you look for the pick on Doom multiple times. You've thrown Chronos out, but if you can use the Hex and utilize that, a little more effective, lower cooldown, super useful for you.
The items are just flowing in right now for Navi, as we've got 1600 gold onto the Surge Spirit, who also has the Aether Lens available. And Eternal Envy, his item build has kind of stagnated a little bit, as has the Dooms, and that's not something that we expected even 10 minutes ago. Most of Secret just haven't been able to build any new items, and indeed Wii is going to go for the BKB, which I think is the best possible option. Unfortunately for him, there's still a Void in the game, plus the Invoker still does quite a lot of damage, and if he doesn't get the BKB off, or the win run, yeah, he's going to actually have to get both off.
There's the reclamation of the Aegis the Immortal. I mean, we're looking at Beastmaster as well, 16.5 minute Necro 3, the Blink the BOTs by like 25. And sure, he's got 4,000 gold, and with that chainmail, looking towards potentially the assault cuirass.
Yeah, I don't think anything else is really worth it at this point. For him, he's got to start to scale a little bit later into the game. And there was a time period where I felt like Vincere was going to be top 2 net worth. Especially with how quickly he was able to grab that, the Necro 3. And he established a lot of control early on, but he's fallen behind the rest of the cores. I guess that's an inevitability when you've got a Slark and a Wind Ranger in your game.
Especially when the Wind Ranger needs to start picking up the pace as well. I mean, BKB, like you said, is done with buyback still available. Let's take a quick look actually. The 3 heroes without buyback. Doom, Maiden, and Faceless Void. So Secret, if they want to fight, they've got to make it count. Still Vincere with that cheese available. There's the AC completed, so Beastmaster buys out. He does not have buyback available either. Not sure. Secret, thinking about maybe just walking in.
I think they're going to go for the smoke, try to pick off somebody. They want to be the team to initiate the fights. The last few fights, it's almost always been Navi finding these ideal engagements where they're able to knock off either Eternal Envy off the bat, or more importantly, Puppy, because I really feel like they need the Doom, especially if there's no Lincolns or anything available. And
blink, Puppy silenced now though. They've got Vincere on the side, they withdraw the freezing field. Look at him go! The cheese is available, but he doesn't even use it. Vincere shredded by Secret, and the roll across. Doom on the General, so there's no chrono here. That's an Neko's gonna get hit, but down he goes. General chased out by Eternal Envy, and this smoke has been perfect. Team Secret.
Yeah, they're gonna nail 3 heroes here almost immediately. Fortunately for them, they still have the buyback available on everybody but the Void, which might make them a little bit more hesitant, and they have to wait for the waves to push in. So Navi can just hold as is.
Look at what Dendy's doing. He's actually double stacked this wave while all the fighting was happening. The Forge Spirit just dragging creeps across the map. The racks are still falling though, even through the backdoor regeneration. They've got the damage. They've got all they need. Blip is available here for Navi, but they're not expending it just yet. Maybe hold it for that middle lane. They're picking it out. Nope, they pop it now. With a tornado only catching illusions, the EMP will be good. Onto Puppy's head, burns through his mana and art style into the shots galore. But just look at this Rax fall. Even without a creep wave here, Secret have secured themselves a full lane.
Yeah, they deal so much damage with that butterfly. Slark, he had a decent amount of essence shifts too. He stole 36 Agi. Plus, of course, you got the Beastmaster on top of that, the Focus Fire if you need it. Really well done by Secret to take that objective for free, and it didn't... The good news for Navi is that it didn't cost them any buybacks, so they're not put into this awkward position where they immediately have to go for something after. But if you're Navi, every single time you started the fight you've won. Every single time you've been initiated on, you've lost. So the game plan at this point has to be incredibly clear, which is why they've gone for the gem on the General, because they want to make sure if we don't have smokes, we want to make that you're not running under a ward or anything like that, or that Navi's spotting you on the way over. They still have 1 smoke, but this one's really got to count for you.
Well, big man's back up. Puppy though, look at that positioning. Even though the Hawk is coming to take his place now, the changing of the guard, the Doom for the Hawk, and actually he still wants to stick around and maybe even wait for Navi to come in and wander up onto the high ground. How long does that invis last? A fair amount of time still on it, and it's going to be perfect. The smoke pops, the Necro 3's down, but Puppy blinks away. The Necro is not in time, and General, he doesn't have Blink, doesn't have Time Walk. They've got the Crystal Maiden in their sights, and the Blink forward of the Chrono. Catching only Puppy, no Weehards on the back. The BKB Wind Ranger still going to get ripped to shreds by the impetus damage of Artstyle and taken out of the game.
Lakin, meanwhile, takes down Pylite Die, and without the Doom available, again, Secret, they're just not able to hold. And once again, it came down to who got the initiation off. The Slark, gem right in front of him, but can't really do anything about this. This is going to be a free Aegis and cheese for Navi. Then he might even decide to drop the hand of Midas.
Looks like it. Even with a smoke pop from Puppy, even with the retreat from Secret, Navi, that Chrono from General, catching Weeha, was just so perfectly placed that really there was no recourse for them. So now double cheese, 1 for the Lycan, 1 for the Enchantress, and Aegis of the Immortal for Dendy's Invoker. Misery returns to his game plan from 15-20 minutes ago. Get up the top.
This is truly a roller coaster of a game. There was at one point where Secret looked like they had a fairly good lead, and